What is up, my special bean brothers and sisters? We are back at it again with another figure review. This time we're going to be reviewing Gohan from the new Dragon Ball Super movie, Superhero. Real quick, guys, if you love anime apparel as well as I do, head over to otaku.com, a relatively new site that has just opened up that has tees and as well as hoodies that'll fit all your anime needs. Just make sure to use my code LAZY, L-A-Z-Y, so I can hook you guys up with 25% off on your whole purchase. Just make sure to use that code when you guys check out. Alright guys, but enough talking, let's go ahead and get into the unboxing.
One's a company, two's a crowd, three's a party coming, move around like fresh when the school is out, when the booze is up, when the sun is down, enjoy the ride.
Okay guys, here we finally have Gohan out of the box and onto the rotating stand. And I'm telling you, this figure is already right off the bat, you have got to get him. Even with the price point and just how he looks and how he feels overall. Excuse me. You guys definitely have to get him. But real quick, gang, if you love anime apparel as well as I do, head over to Otaku, a relatively new company that has a wide range of hoodies and tees that will fit your anime needs. I'll leave the link for them in the description below. Just make sure to use my code LAZY, L-A-Z-Y, so that way I can hook you guys up with 25% off. Just make sure to apply the code at the checkout option when purchasing. But okay guys, let's get into it. So first things first, the purples and the reds look really good. There's really no shading on this guy that I was seeing, or at least like inspecting. The red on him looks really good, not vibrant, kind of more of a matte finish. Everything about Gohan right now is just a matte finish. His ultimate hair Gohan, or ultimate hair that he has on him, looks really good, nice and spiky and pointy. I'm wondering if they're actually going to give us the quote-unquote beast Gohan. I guess that's what they're calling him. The person that was actually producing the movie, and I guess Akira Toriyama, I don't know if they have dipped their hands into the movie personally, but I know he doesn't really have like an official name, but everybody's just calling him Beast Mode. So that's that. And as far as the pants and everything, like the molds on him, and as far as the articulation looks like, it looks relatively new. I mean, the shoulders look really new, and as well as below the waist, but we'll get into that with the articulation. And as a matter of fact, let's just take them off and get into it. Okay guys, first things first, everybody knows we start from head to toe. Let's get it. So he's going to be able to look up about like this much, and then down probably about that much before you start to separate the face with the head. Oh, I do want to mention, look, see this right here, his neck, that's the way how we should be doing it. It's an actual ball peg, or a double ball peg. All of the future releases should have this. I would want them to have this because it just looks way better. Not only does it look way better, but the functionality on it is 10 times better. You don't have to fiddle around with the previous neck joints. I mean, this is definitely the way to go. And head pops on and off fairly easy, but still sits on there pretty snug and tight. So as far as his diaphragm, before I get into the shoulders, because they're a little bit tricky, I had a little bit trouble with them. So the diaphragm right here is kind of new. They kind of did this like crest right here, or like a hump, instead of doing it straight. And it makes his body look fuller. Fuller, is that a word? It makes his body more full. How about that? So let's see. He's able to look down pretty good. You can see there's no gap either. There's really no gap. Like that. And then of course he can do the side to side. So that is really good. Moving on to the shoulders, it's weird. So initially when I first got him, I thought that you would be able to lift the shoulders with the shoulder guard, or the shoulder pad right here, kind of all the way up, but that's not the case. for mine, like, you lift the arm individually up. You see? This doesn't actually really rotate. This part right here. I thought this was going to be more of a softer plastic, like with what we got with Krillin, but it's not. So that's kind of a bummer. It's a little bit more harder plastic. So you lift his arm up, and if you kind of want to do the cross arm, you can. See? Just bring that in, and then you're good to go. So when you're lifting this up or posing him, you don't do it from right here, because this only kind of moves just ever so slightly, but you do it from the actual arm, and then you're good to go. My boy's about to do the Superman pose right here. So that's really good. Arms come out really good. You see that? He can put his arm out really, really far. I like that. Put him down. And as far as his bicep, he has a cut right there. It goes 360 all the way around. Elbows, better than 90. Look at my boy. Better than 90. My boy goes to the gym, and we don't have, well, at least on here, it's not showing up. Well, actually there is none present, where there's a different painted mold like we got with Vegeta, which was really ugly. This one looks really good. And then wrist swivel, 360, and they go in and out. Moving on down to the below the waist. So right here is pretty interesting. It's kind of a hit and miss. I mean, you can see right here where the T on the bottom kind of rides all the way up. So you're like, man, you're going to get some crazy articulation and crazy range, because you're going to be able to lift the foot all the way up, or the leg, I should say. But within doing so, they kind of sealed off the back piece. I mean, it does look better as far as aesthetic wise, but you can't like fold his legs back or even pull his legs back. They just don't. This piece right here does not let Gohan do the back kicks. But as far as like kicking up, look, no problem. He's got it. Legs come all the way out like this. So he could do the splits if he wanted to. And then we have a thigh cut right here if he needs to roundhouse kick somebody. And then bends at the knee. Let's see. Oh, that's pretty generous. So bends at the knee. Look, check that out. Looking nice. And then right here, sorry, at the foot, we have this boot cut right here. So that's nice. Boot cut. And then his foot can go down and up that much. We do have a swivel. That's always nice and always appreciated. And as well as the toe articulation. So overall, my guy is looking good. He feels solid. He feels nice. Not like Goku, where straight out of the package, he just felt like a mess. His legs were all over the place. He was loose. I had to tighten him up, do unnecessary things to him that I thought I wouldn't had to have done with him right out of the package. But with Gohan, at least mine, nothing. I don't have to do nothing with him. The ideal figure that you wish you always got. This one right here. And the articulation and the molds are dope. So moving on to his accessories. Let's get it. Okay, so when it comes to the accessories, he doesn't really come with much. He's very lackluster in that department. So first things first, we start with the faces. So right here, right off the bat, we have this kind of hold on, let me see if I can get closer. This yelling face right here that looks really, really nice. Nothing to it. The design and the details in there are present. Just your average yelling Gohan. Next, we have this kind of just like stern, mad at you, looking at you in the face. I like the I like the detail right there on the side of his cheek. That looks really nice. And then, as you know, he has his regular kind of stern face that he has right out of the box. So moving on to the hands, he comes with a pair of I'm ready hands right here. Nothing to it. You can even kind of see the fingernails. So a pair of ready hands, a pair of Kamehameha hands right here. They look nice. And lastly, a pair of kind of open palm blast hands. Or I think in the promo shots, he's using this as like a Masenko. Yeah. In the promo shots, he's using this as a Masenko. And then, as you know, we have his fists that already come equipped with him right out of the box. And that's going to be it pretty much for his accessories. I'm going to put as much of the accessories as I can on him, and then I'll give my final thoughts. Okay guys, so when it comes to Gohan from the new Dragon Ball Super movie, he is a must get. If you don't already have him, I suggest everybody go out and get him, especially with the price point of him being only $35. How could you not want to get him? So overall, he is just a good figure. Joints are nice. The paint applications, well, actually there's no paint applications, I should say. It's more about his molding and just the new articulation that kind of they brung out with him when rolling him out. As far as now the articulation, it did take some time getting used to as far as his arms, but it's more or less the same technology or technique that they ended up using for Krillin, the Earth's Strongest Man. I think that's what his subtitle is. But overall, yeah, good figure, solid. Alright guys, that's going to wrap this video up on Gohan. Let me know in the comment section below if he's going to be a pass or a grab. Major Piccolo shout out to everybody supporting since day one. And like I've said, the channel is lazy, but the movement ain't.